Hello, everybody, and good evening. Again in the sports studio, presented by Working Dog. It was amazing, long day. It was an amazing, amazing day with also great results. And we crowned again a world champion. Today, even two champions in large team and also in medium team. In large team, it's Germany, and yes, you said
You can say it. You can say it.
yeah. And in medium, it is Great Britain.
We finally beat you.
Yeah, your thoughts about the day?
I mean, just from the every moment of the day is just amazing, and I think we saw today what agility is all about, and yeah, it was breathtaking. It was exciting. It was just pure class throughout the whole day. And, you know, I think these days can go on and on and on, but the courses were great. And, you know, when the day's getting longer into the last few hours, you know, sometimes you wish and hope for an amazing course to finish the day off, and Alex produced that. So, Eric, what are your thoughts?
To be honest, I have to sort my thoughts in my brain. It was a super long day, a super exhausting day, but an absolutely beautiful day. We saw agility again at its very best, at the highest qualities here at this World Championship. And the courses, the judges made the perfect decision for the courses. I think my favorite courses for the day was Petra in the beginning and Alex in the end, but all the other courses from Karel and Anders were absolutely brilliant. There's nothing to complain about it. And yeah, two new world champions. Nothing more to say. Let's get into it.
Just one more thing on that point about, you know, the four judges. I think we spoke about the benefit of medium, the intermediate height for the dogs, and what we saw in the intermediate category in the individuals yesterday was amazing. But what it's done for the competition as well, I think, has been an excellent excellent addition. So rather than have, you know, six courses between two judges, you have now 3 courses between 4 judges. So, you know, it's a fantastic, I think, change. I think I would love to learn and talk a little bit more to the judges after the competition. You know, would love to live on air, but maybe they're very tired. But I think it's really, really good in terms of the offering of the variety we get, and I think it's really, really great for the sport now and in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely right. Okay, let's get into it. We have discussed 4 rounds this for today. We start with intermediate. At first, we saw the jumping team intermediate, and I'm every time wondering how excited this category is. And on the well-deserved third place is Italy. Also on a really top second place is Sweden, and I know they were very, very happy about it. And the winner of this round is with 4 clean runs, Germany, with an outstanding runs. Yes. Before we watch the winning team, let's have a look again on the course plan of the intermediate this morning.
Yeah, let's get straight back into it. So you guys can see that course plan at home as well. So you're looking at what we're looking at. Yeah, I mean, just a really, really exciting start to the day. And you know, the speed element in Petra's courses can be seen here. So she really did well with her the team small run yesterday, and we reflected on that. We can see the same in this course plan too. So you know, the combinations 4, 5, 6, 7 really interesting combination, and she maintained that speed and the need for speed throughout the whole course. So yeah, super exciting one to watch. Eric, you can give us a little bit more on this one, I think.
Yeah, for me, the perfect course for these super fast intermediate dogs. That was absolutely amazing to watch, especially the first sequence from 1 to number 5. And I talked to Juan Manuel Cadena from Colombia outside, and he said to me, if you survive this first section, you can relax. No, of course you can't relax, of course not. But that was the most interesting section of this course. The dogs started right here. They had to send them over number 2, and most of the teams would would like to do a blind after number 4, but then you had to do some kind of Usain Bolt style. The dogs are accelerating in these tunnel at number 3, and you have to be in a good position for number 4 to send the dog over the number 5, that the dog could turn to the right there over number 5. And the problem there was you had to be very fast. You gave them the impulse for number 2, and what happened? The dogs are jumping over number 2, and the first thing they see was this off-course trip, this tunnel. And we saw a lot of eliminations there. So you had to give maybe a little other impulse, to call the name or say, hey, hey, come with me into this other tunnel, please. Something like this. And then you had to run. The other option was to go on the left side of number 3 and send them with a recross from 4 to 5. But if you had a not so good position here at number 4, you're going to be in big trouble. Yeah. And we saw a lot of refusals there, sometimes all eliminations at that point of the course. For me, the most interesting section of the course, really beautiful to watch from those beautiful and brilliant dog handlers. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just one final thing before we get on and watch this course. Definitely, I think a theme we've seen throughout the competition is these what we call blind obstacles. So the line is not so obvious. And what I mean by that is the line is nice for the dog, but because of other things in their peripheral vision, they maybe focus on the wrong obstacles. So we saw it in the large team jumping round. The tunnel was in the tunnel just behind the jump. So a lot of handlers chose to do a threadle. So the line for the dog wasn't so obvious because of the speed and the approach line. So really, really fascinating. Yeah, really fast start to the course. I think we should just get straight into it and take a look at the runs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so let's have a look to the video of the amazing winners, Team Germany.
So Sweden with 5 penalties.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much. We're running out of words to describe the German team, but for sure they are an absolute stomper on this course. They just showed like the vision and the knowledge of the behaviour there from Ariana and Zola there to read the verbal rather than what the body was doing. She got herself in a really good position here to make sure she could control the exit of that jump, get the wrap on the jump before the wall, and she's off. Oh, she did change arms there just to really show the dog the correct change of direction. She's doing the rear cross into the tunnel. She really controls this nicely. I mean, it's poetry in motion. It's just a wonderful, scrumptious like piece of agility, and really, really good. It really is. It really is. Yeah, really, really good. So Ramona runs next, and we're going to hopefully see the variations of what this course is, the course posed on the handlers and the different combinations. So she just held her arm there, the right arm a bit more. She again gets a little bit behind, but the dog knows that verbal command. Just beautiful. So they're going to send on the wrap. They stand still so the dog can commit to the line. And I mean, just again, they really, really trust their dog. And this angle threader wrap is really, really hard. So really, really good job there when she couldn't get there for the blind. She drops the shoulder. She pushes the arm forward, marks the threader wrap. She's in a really, really good position there for the in. One more time on the rear. The dog's verbals here on this course have got to be absolutely fantastic, and we're on 2 clears, and it is quite remarkable. It's magnificent, and yeah, it's just amazing to see. Okay, Rebecca with Liv. So they're on 2 clean runs, so really good position now for Rebecca. A little bit of nerves, no doubt, but she really opens that arm up. She decides to go all the way around, and I mean, just look at it. Oh my goodness me, she really, really recovered well for that. Yeah. And not only to recover from that, but it doesn't rattle her. She keeps composed, and she's now in a strong position here. She again chooses to do the threader wrap really nicely. This is a really course that tested the dog's knowledge of the understanding of the verbals. There was a number of different angles on the obstacles where, you know, the body can't always show the right line, and that's why the verbals have to take over. Really, really nice, efficient run, and look at that, 3 clean runs, and they know they're going to be in a strong position. So Tobias now gets to stand on the start line once again with 3 teammates going clean. I wonder if he asks that. You know, he just wants to go last and let everybody else get the clean runs and let him enjoy it. No, I'm sure there's definitely another reason, which is that his experience will shine through if they needed a clean run. And now he's in this situation where he has every opportunity to better the time. So probably the best. That's why he lost a little bit of time on his overall performance, and the time he lost in terms of compared to the other team members. The dog just looked the wrong way, but no refusal there. Excellent weave exit there, and he now recovers well. So you know, even for the Germans, it's not always poetry in motion, but their ability to recover in those situations is excellent. You can see there that he really wanted to get there for the blind, so he trusts the dog. And again, just controls this line so nicely. And you know, it's really, really amazing to see, because they know that each of the dogs ran different sequences on that course very differently, and that's the start. That's what we see is a good variation in the courses there. We see that the course offers more than one option and different parts of the course. So really good from Petra, but of course the combination from all four of them. And you can just see here from these images, we knew from the results, you know, we had only one team with 3 clear runs. So not an easy course. The demand on the dogs was really, really high, and the Germans showed just why they were up for the challenge. But doesn't mean that we've just seen, you know, in the medium category, which we're going to get onto, that they're in a strong position, but they need to try and maintain that position now, and they've got a number of good teams hot on their heels.
And maybe we should talk shortly about these weave sections. You remember it? Maybe we can see the course map again, and this is a little bit better to see. There it is, and the dog is going to send in these weaves. And for me, I would have been thinking that we're going to see a lot more refusals or falls at the weaves, because the dog handler has to move very fast to the left, and the dogs had to work in some kind of nirvana, always against the wall. But super self-confident dogs. Only less mistakes or less faults at this point. That's the first one. We're really surprised about this super dog handling style. And then this point here from number 19, I think it's 19 to 20, yes. We saw a lot of refusals because the dogs were too fast coming out of this tunnel, and they missed the jump, so that the dog handler had to do a lot, and maybe a little bit of delaying and laying back and say to the dog, hey, come on, it's number 20, it's this jump. So these were some other tricky sequences there.
Yeah, I think if you get the chance if you're at home to look at these variations and the a German on the jump, and the speed into the wing is really, really fast. The line from the dog is really flat onto the wing, and like you said, that we were seeing refusals where the dogs just weren't strong enough on that commitment to the obstacle. They're getting a bit tired. They're questioning the handler a little bit more, and yeah, what an exciting sequence to finish this course off. So yeah, excellent from Petra and excellent from the Germans.
Yeah, and by the way, the fastest time in this round, in this individual round, is Ramona Schürken. She had 33.74. It was really the fastest time. Okay, that was the first round of the day. Then let's have a look to the jumping individual small, and a no less exciting round. At the beginning we saw Tobias Wüst and Martin Reed with perfect runs and perfect times, and they at the end they was on place 6 and 8. The third place with a really fast run is Mark Herford, and with ref, and the second place, only 7 of 100 seconds faster, Kirsty Jørgensen. And Renan Campos was again the fastest and win this round. To watch is so amazing. What are you thinking about that?
Yeah, you know, we had 39 clean runs, but also a number of disqualifications as well. So not the easiest of the courses, but a really good balance there between the two. You can see the course plan on there. So just before we get to the course plan, I mean, yeah, what an exceptional top 8, top 9 dogs there, really. We've even got an English Cocker Spaniel in that top 10. So nice to see the Cockers being represented. But yeah, I mean, what a performance! If you asked me at the start when we saw Tobias and Martin run, I knew there was chance for other dogs that could be there or thereabouts with that speed, but you could almost arguably say that you were looking at maybe the podiums for the run. Mm-hmm. A bit of early scoreboard pressure is always not so good if you're running later, particularly in the first round. And Martin and Tobias, they really showed their strength. And yeah, I mean the times just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. Mm. It was just quite amazing. And yeah, really exciting course. And yeah, we're going to have a look at the course now, and see that, you know, when we watched this run, we really didn't see any other handling options between 1 and 8. There was only really one option there. So to do the draw on number 4, so do the German on number 4, and I said before this competition started that we were just going to see the handlers work a little bit harder, turn in on the dog a little bit on number 4, just to make sure they don't look at the back of 5. If we can, oh yeah, the course plan's on the screen there. So that this bit's pretty straightforward. Then what we saw from the best dogs in the competition with the handlers really connecting with the dogs super early off the tunnel, number 9, and then yeah, we didn't see any problems here. 11, 12, 13 really from these top dogs. Number 15 wasn't so difficult, I would say, as it was on the course plan. It was easier for the dogs to pick up the jump on the backside. Obviously, because they had to push in and help that jump a bit, we did see some off-course eliminations on number 4. Some people, like we saw Max and Make, unfortunately just picking up the elimination there on number 4. But overall, it was a super good run. Again, needed some accuracy at the end, which we've seen a lot from Anders and also Alex, from Corella and Anders in particular. And yeah, really exciting for the small dogs. So should we watch them? Should we watch Renan?
Yes.
Yes. I think we should. Of
course. Yeah, then let's have a look to this round of the 3 winners. At first, the 3rd place, we see Mark Herford from Slovenia.
Which teams are going?
So yeah, Mark is just about to get on the start line. I called Mark as one to watch. He had the fastest time in the I think the jumping round from day 1, I believe, in small. So really amazing dog, and he showed today why he's in contention for the overall competition tomorrow. So really nicely done there. He was out of the way. He moved a little bit, so there was a little bit more there. I feel like he could have probably saved some time there if he worked a bit harder on the exit of the tunnel. But otherwise, it didn't cost him too much. Nice, loose turn there. He trusted the dog, and a really good line there. You don't want the dog to turn too tight and lose lots of speed. You want them to carry that speed through, and he did just that. And yeah, I mean, what a performance here. Nicely collected in here. He pivots and he moves. And I spoke to Mark after, and he's really satisfied with being in 3rd place. He thinks, you know, like we spoke about with a bit of scoreboard pressure, he really thinks that being 3rd is probably maybe better than being 1st for his situation. And yeah, he seemed pretty relaxed, and yeah, I think he's pretty excited for the agility round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. And now let's have a look to the run of Kirsty Jørgensen. It was a 2nd place, also a very fast run.
Without this refusal, but again, this is agility.
He ran a bit earlier than
now let's have a look at this team. Kirsty Jørgensen and Agi.
As well, and we were thinking, who, you know,
this is an absolutely brilliant small team, and they can challenge Renan Campos' time.
Scoreboard, and
Let's have a look.
Again, we're going to just see the little,
Absolutely self-confident,
she really
and she trusted
that
the
German,
dog.
She didn't really
Going to
hesitate
see
at all
this
there.
hopefully
So this is a
in this
critical part
course.
for me. Let's just see the difference. So she moves away as well. The dog's just that bit faster out of that tunnel, and no doubt it saves some time there. So
super tight lines. Now watch out for this backside.
Brilliant.
Now watch out for
there. But yeah, you just saw, I think, maybe a critical moment was out of that tunnel where the dead space was there. A little bit of control needed here, but she pushes round. She takes good control here. She's just going to use that double hand just to get a nice tight turn, and she's over. She goes into second place, and yeah, I mean, just absolutely fantastic. Just brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And we saw it already upcoming at the European Open this year. Kirsty Jørgensen, and we talked about it in the Sportstudio. She had another absolutely brilliant run, and I think for me, that was the run at the perfect line. Nothing to complain about it, and absolute well-deserved winning team. So she's one of my favorites for the World Championship individual. I would say I would take a look into the crystal ball, but again, everything can happen in agility. We know that very well. Yeah, really impressed from this run. Absolutely impressed.
Yeah, I got goosebumps with this run, definitely. And only seven. Let's have a look. Only. We have the time here. We now 9/100 second faster. We have Renan Campos. Yesterday, we remember he did the fastest single individual run in the team competition, and now he is the fastest in the individual competition. What's about him? I think if the nerves are complete, he can fix it tomorrow, perhaps. But let's have a look to the run.
Yeah, Renan is in really good form this weekend. Really good time to peak with some form, and yeah, he's showing why he's the potential to be the next world champion in the small category. So again, we're just going to have a look. This was crazy. Yeah, this was absolutely crazy. But the dog didn't seem to lose any time, which, you know, we know with Threadles the dog can decelerate a bit more, but he got himself out of the way. Again, they're a little bit of not so fast, but the dog's ground speed is just spectacular. And I mean, Renan also runs super fast as well. He's already on that collection arm, so he trusts the backside enough to use the collection arm. A little bit of hesitation there, and you know, I mean, luckily it didn't matter. But you know, we're talking 0.12, so really nothing between him and second place, and just absolutely fantastic. And generally just the dog is just got that bit of ground coverage over the other two, and that made all the difference. But you know, we can talk about, I mean, he's so happy, and so he should be. He's in a really strong position. And you know, if we talk about the dogs behind there, you know, we've got just in the top 10, you know, we're covered by maybe just over a second and a half. But look at the names you've got there. You've got Stephanie now, Stephanie Simpson in 10th place, Magda from Poland in 10th place as well, and then you've got reigning European champion Martin Reed in 6th place, and Tobias in 8th. And you know, even if you look a bit further down, Silas down in 14th place, 15th place, Selina in 14th place, Maxime in 12th. The names are stacked there high, and we know, and we've already seen it, what scoreboard pressure can do. Yeah. We saw it last year, and we're going to keep seeing it. So it's whether Renan, whether Kirsty, whether Mark, they can just keep their head in the game and convert that first good run into an overall performance that is going to be one that they remember for the rest of their lives. And yeah, I mean, what a exciting competition we're up for tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's going to be a kind of showdown again. Only high rollers in this top 10 here. It depends on the course. I'm not sure who's going to judge this final round for the smalls, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be exactly the perfect course. Hopefully it's going to be the perfect course for this small showdown. So that is going to be an absolute epic final. And let's see which team is going to be the new world champion in small, individual small. I'm so excited about this, and this running order, Neil, you said it. Oh, wow. That's going to be an agility fiesta, ladies and gentlemen, for sure.
Yeah, Yeah, I think there's nothing to say about this small competition. We say it all. And let's get to the next round. Also exciting. And with a new world champion in Team Large. Germany. I come to the point I don't find new words for this outstanding team. And they said in an interview that they wanted it so much, and they was so nervous, but they wanted it and they did it. Really, really amazing. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, just I really want to at least sniff the potion they're making and they're giving to the whole team. Just a little sniff would be fantastic, because I think that would be enough to help me out greatly. But yeah, I mean, they've just time after time they just show their class. And I saw Max, I think, after the small competition, and no, I think it was the large actually, and he just said the feeling never changes. The good feeling you get from winning, it never changes. And I think that's really dangerous for everybody else, because the desire is always there, because the feeling they want will never change. And yeah, it's just a testament to how well they did. And you know, Max ran last, I believe, for the large category, and he, you know, just in the moment here, I felt every bit of pressure I'm sure he felt. He knew what he had to do. You know, there was no margin for error, and he showed that he showed his class and why they're deserved world champions.
But I got a little bit nervous for the first team for Germany, Nadine and Sinna, when they got these 5 points. Sometimes this team performance, this high on emotion on cloud number 7, can really get well and is quickly destroyed. After such a thing, maybe such a kind of shocking moment. Oh my goodness, she has a fault, but they could save it. And now, in this pressure mode, this is such an impressive performance from this team, that the 3 team members from Germany managed to get a super fast run, all of them. But credits to Italy. Yep. Credits to Italy. That was an absolutely amazing performance from Italy, and the last run from Veronica maybe decided the world championship. Maybe, I'm not sure about the exactly time, but it doesn't matter. But that was, yeah, it's some kind of a Hollywood movie, this one. The Germans on the 2nd place with 3 clean runs, and then came Italy, the winners from yesterday. Oh my goodness, we were already dying here, and Germany made it in the end. But again, credits to Italy, absolutely brilliant performance for this Italian team, absolutely.
And you know, we nearly saw what we speak about a lot. Spain finished 4th overall. They came back from 9th. They put in a really strong performance and really put the pressure on the teams ahead of them. But Switzerland, Germany and Italy, they were in the top 3 yesterday, and they maintained those positions in the overall ranking. So, you know, really, really good to see the consistency across those 3 teams. Yeah, I mean, it was great to see Martina ran first and had the clean run. And then, unfortunately, we had the 5 faults from Bianca, and then Veronica as well ran last. And you know, it's agility, it's sport, and in that moment, that really high pressure moment, I mean, they've won silver medal for the last 2 years, that same team. So you know, absolutely kudos to them. There's no easy achievement, and they fully deserve that silver medal overall again.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, before shall we have a look at the course plan at first? Okay, give us please the course plan. There it is.
Yeah, I think I got a little bit. I've got a little bit tricked here. I thought this would be, you know, a course we saw lots of clear rounds on, but we didn't see, you know, that as many as I anticipated. I think there was some maybe subtle challenges here, but one of the things we did see, interestingly, was I'm going to go straight to 11, 12, and 13 here. So I'm going to skip a little bit up to that bit, but 11, 12, 13 was really, really excellent. Most people decided to do the front cross on 13 and push back to the tunnel on 14. The line for me, the faster line was the slice on 13. But the problem with the fact that this was a long jump here and it was off a really fast line after the weaves, it meant that the handlers were unable to control it appropriately. And so that's why a lot of people chose just to push back to 14 as opposed to let their dogs slice number 13 because it would pose a threat to the two tunnels. But the people that did that, I think, had the fastest line, showed that the dog was already on the correct lead leg on the left-hand turn, 13 to 14. And yeah, I believe that was definitely the fastest line, but I don't believe many people felt that they could manage it well enough, and that's why they chose probably the little bit of the safer route. And I was lucky enough to join Eric for some of his commentary, and I was sat next to him, and we were squinting every time a dog was doing number 14 to number 15. And I managed to catch up with Dan from Great Britain after, and even he was telling me that he was asking for the name check and then the left command and then the name check to try and get the dog to turn its head, and didn't quite, he said, call it enough. And I think that was the case in a lot of situations because, again, we spoke about it being a bit blind. If you look at the dog's line coming out of 14, that this jump 15 is offset from their line of sight. So they look at 19. Even when you call them, they're still going to be driving, accelerating out. So we saw a lot of different ways to handling this. We just saw people rotating the shoulder, keeping the dog on the right. We saw handlers trying to control it with the front cross and sending to 16. So yeah, really, really fascinating section. And yeah, I think a really good course from Anders. We saw some dogs with a little bit of difficulty from the tire to the jump at the top. Some one-stride A-frames. I think some people struggle with the dogs struggle with the speed of that line, and the handlers required to push the dog off the side of the A-frame. So yeah, we didn't see so many faults, but definitely some dogs with lots of speed there managed to just do the one stride on the A-frame. But it really helped the handlers to push into the space to handle 8 to 9.
Yeah. Okay. Then let's have a look to the round of Germany.
They are ranking.
Yeah, I mean, just it's a German showcase, isn't it? This weekend, it's turning out to be a lot of the watch the German, but they fully deserve it. And Nadine, I feel like they're a little bit nervous yesterday. The dog was struggling a little bit with the grip. She went first and did pick up that 5 faults, but managed to push to the jump. I really like this idea here of the in. I think it was a super sensible option here, and
it looks relaxed.
Yeah, I think it slows the dogs down. I think it reduces the risk of the bar going down as well. She really slaps the leg there. You can see she really waits and waits before she changes to the new arm, which is really, really clever. Pushes to the backside here, and yet we're away and already up onto the seesaw with 5 faults for the first dog. So, not so bad a start. Really, really good performance, and we can already see that why. The situation they've been placed in now is a little bit trickier for them. But here we go. So already on the 5 faults. So we just got to make sure that Sabine. She realizes the situation she's in now. She knows that they're on the 5, so they really can do with 3 more clear rounds. Really, really nicely done. The dog really recognizes what she's doing on the S line, so she's really making sure of the tunnel. And again, she decelerates, so the dog actually questions the direction. She decides to stay on that right-hand side. The dog is really good on that direction on the right-hand to the right for the rear cross. She pushes to the tunnel, and I was watching here. She was really, really sure to make sure the dog was in a position to push down on the seesaw before releasing. So we're on 1 clear and 1 5 faults before Mona steps on the line. And yeah, I mean, they knew what they were up against here. They knew that they needed to put in a really strong performance. And Mona's now in that situation. She's the 3rd dog to run. They've got 1 clear and 1 5, and they can't really afford another fault. Once she gets going, it's absolutely brilliant. So you can see she pushes inside of that jump. Someone else who decides to go the other side of the tunnel and push to the SERP line. And I believe they all took it this way. So we did see the dog look at the tunnel, but nothing too bad. You can see there she really got on that left arm nice and early. If you do the front cross, you've got to get on that left arm early. Nicely off the dog walk. Yeah, and again, just a little bit more control on the final part of this course. She wanted the control on the seashore. She got that, and they're on 2 clears and a 5 faults. And that puts them in a really strong position overall. And they know with that they're going to finish quite strong. And Max is on the line, and I spoke to him, and he knew the situation he was in. He knew what was up for grabs here. They knew that 5 faults if you look at the times, another 5 faults to count would have been enough. So, you know, at this point they were probably they didn't know because they were running second, would end up world champions. But Max isn't one to relax. He knew that he was unlikely to get there, so he really cleverly there just opened up the arms, closed down the space, and indicated the threadle. I mean, he just moves so efficiently. He's really, really super handler, is Max. Again, he's straight on to the arm. He calls the name, and yeah, once you got this control off of here, this dog walk line was super nice. The dog really read the turn off of there, and he's now on to the last 2 obstacles. And you're going to see the celebration, which means everything to him. He knew what it meant. Double fist pump, and the team go wild. And yeah, what a deserved way to go into the lead. And it was just enough to put a bit of pressure on Italy to make the mistake. And yeah, we can see here Germany's total time 221 seconds, and Italy 224. So even with the 5 faults, it would have been enough, but we never knew what would have happened with Italy. So they did what they had to do, and I mean, just a fantastic result for them.
Yeah, that's really amazing, definitely. And there's also a run who was the fastest run in this round in the individual, you know, Jessica Aju from the United States of America. She did the fastest single run of this competition. And I think let's have a look to this run.
And I'm going to pass you back to the man himself.
On the line, just after. Oh yeah, we're going back to. We're just going to find it while we do find it. Yeah, Jessica, somebody who really had a good performance at the European Championships. I believe she won one of the rounds, or at least had the fastest time with the bar. I think she won the large jumping round by Reagan. You know, Jessica, really, really strong handler, super good dog trainer, and somebody who's really benefiting from the ISC program they have in the US, in the States, which really targets you know, international course design events. So we're just not quite seeing. I'm seeing the next dog on the line, so from France. So all I can say is I think Jessica's having a fantastic round, and we're back on it already. So big push to the tunnel. Didn't quite sure what she did there, but she was close there. But she could have just did enough to draw the dog in. And just the ground speed of this dog is quite phenomenal. And yet we see, you know, you could see at least for half the run what makes the dog have the fastest individual run for the large agility. Really super great ground speed. Didn't lose any time. We saw from the back the pressure she applied on the dog's line before the tunnel after the A-frame. And yeah, congratulations to her.
Yeah, definitely congratulations to the United States. So that was the large team, and the last round with also a new world champion is the agility medium team. He's smiling. Okay. Built by.
Shall I just talk for the whole thing?
No, I want to go home later. Okay, this course was built by Alex Beidel, and I think it was a really, really cool course, a tricky course, a technical course, a fast course, a very good mix of each conditions in the course. It was at the rounds before an amazing competition with a well-deserved new world champion, Great Britain. But first, But first we have to honor the winner of this round, Team Poland.
Of course.
Yeah. What are you thinking about that, Eric? You saw all the runs, and you can say about something about it.
Yes, of course. An absolutely well-deserved winner from Poland, with absolutely super fast. With super fast times and absolutely good performance, and they had super fast dogs, and they just nail it. In the beginning of this course design, I was a little bit scared, and I thought, oh my goodness gracious, another tricky one from Alex for this round. And in the first teams, we saw a lot of eliminations, and one elimination after another, and I'm going to think, oh my goodness, but then it's getting really dynamic. It's getting good and interesting. And then came Poland. Yeah. And they were the first team with 3 clean runs on their scoreboard. And they stayed in the lead. I think they were the 5th or 6th team. Around about this, and they stayed in the lead until the end. So absolutely well deserved, and huge congrats to Poland. Thumbs up, well done. Really? You can be really, really proud of you. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, like we said, they finished 23rd yesterday in the first round. So, you know, they knew that they were going to struggle, at least not at all, to be able to, with 2 eliminations, make the overall podium. But they really gave it a damn good go. And yeah, to run 6th or 7th and stay there is a testament to the ability of those dogs and handlers. And I think as well, for the first 4 or 5 teams, every single sort of off course elimination or challenging area of the course was seen in those first few teams, and I think that's really good in some ways. You know, that helped the later teams, but also just showed how technically challenging the course was, and testament to the teams that ended up winning overall and in the top 5, how good they were when their time came. And it was one of those courses that I'm going to start milking it now, that Great Britain took really full advantage of in terms of that scoreboard pressure, and how a challenging course like this can cause some errors to creep in when the pressure is building.
Maybe one last sentence, and then we're going to watch the course, mate. You said it. From the first 2, 3, and 4 teams, we saw everything that could happen in this course. But then, with the upcoming teams, this course begins to make a really sense to my mind, to be honest. Yes, and it's getting more and more around, and we're getting a big fan of this course from Alex Beitel, and it was for me then the perfect course to get this world champion in medium.
Yeah. Okay. But before we watch the videos,
we have to wait longer.
Yes, a little bit. You have to look.
Especially for you.
Yeah. I think you want to show, want to have a look to the course plan of this amazing course.
So you can see it on the screen there, and we were lucky enough for this one to be down and ringside. We're just going to get it up in front of us here as well. So yeah, I mean, Alex really showed his ability here to showcase all his ability as a judge and course designer. So really interesting between 4, 5 and up to number 8. So really hard part of the course, because we had the combination of sending the dog, trusting the dog on number 5 on the backside, because you wanted to lean away, you wanted to back off to start your run all the way to the top of the ring. So really hard section here to start with, and we saw a number of dogs come back over number 4. We also saw a number of dogs go in the tunnel instead of the dog walk. So a tricky part of the course. The dogs that did this well made it look super well. One interesting fact interesting part of the course we saw was the number of dogs refusing the spread jump. Yeah. And I think something which may well be missed a little bit, or at least is not appreciated as much. I'm not saying like in terms of Alex setting the course and he didn't realise this was maybe a trap, but actually the handlers and the responsibility they have on making sure their dog is used to, or potentially have the problem of the handlers pushing on the dog's line. So what I mean by that is, as the dog's running down the dog walk, the handlers were coming in through this gap between the dog walk and number 18. And so if you were the dog on that dog walk, the handler's on the dog's left-hand side, so it feels the pressure from the handler, and all of a sudden then, rather than commit to that straight line, they automatically push right a little bit. So it's very, very subtle, very clever. It meant that, you know, we did actually see some people decide to run down the dog walk on their left and do quite a hard treadle wrap, or they really trusted on number 5 and made sure they were up beyond number 16, so the dog's line wasn't compromised. Very clever, you know. And from my point of view, I've set courses like that, and you know, the expectation is, okay, if you're going to compromise the dog line, you're going to risk the refusal on the jump after. So really clever. I'd really love to know whether he really meant it as much as he did, but it was a fantastic area of the course and really, really clever. After this, then we have another super fast line. So if they did manage to get the dog over the thread or wrap, we saw a couple of dogs in the last few teams fall. I think the Luxembourg team had a bit of a fall, one of the handlers. Is the commitment to number 11 and all the way down to the weave entry. So super fast part of the course. And if you weren't tired enough, you then had to run back up to the other end of the course again. So we spoke about this before, but we said that in the 15 to 18 we would have a number of variations. I think overall the fastest route was to wrap the dog on the right hand wing of 16 and then do what we would say the slower wings, because just the smaller dogs could make contact with the ground quicker with the wraps, and therefore it meant that they were able to really keep the ideal the nicer line over 17 and onto 18. I think the dogs that did go a little bit long, they really flanked long. Okay, they didn't pick up number 7. But when they really flanked into all that space, they just wasted time and time and time. So, yeah, I think the best and fast option was the slower route on this combination. And, you know, having spoken to Alex a little bit yesterday, and we know that this is what he likes to do. He offers these variations, these decision-making sections, and so do a lot of other judges. They want to offer this the variation in the design, and quite sometimes it's really hard to get it right. Sometimes you want to maybe offer the slower route as the slower as in for the dog and the wings choice. You want to offer that, but sometimes it doesn't quite come off. And today he set it perfectly, and yeah, absolutely kudos to him for doing that and doing such a good job of it. And this last section here, we saw a couple of refusals on the last obstacle. The dogs were really tired, the handlers were really tired. But yeah, otherwise not too much going on here. Yeah, this last section here, not many dogs picked up the back of 11. I think a few did, but not so many. And yeah, I mean, overall, really, really clever course. And yeah, I mean, just amazing job from Great Britain, I have to say it. And just in case, amazing job from Great Britain. But first, I will wait a bit longer. We will watch the Polish team first, okay?
Yeah, you are completely right. We watch at first team Poland.
Going to start from...
Okay, so yeah, we had Barbara, we have Olga, Dominika, and Barbara again. So Barbara had 2 dogs here. So yeah, what an exciting course. So, you know, really interesting position for Poland. They know that they've got nothing to lose. They know that, you know, they're probably not going to be in for the contention for the overall, but they want to, you know, put on a good showing here, and they did just that. So let's see how Barbara held this section. So she did the loose front cross. She got far enough up ahead. The dog was really, really good. I mean, absolutely fantastic commitment to the backside on number 8. Okay, so she knows that she's got to get there for the blind. She does that quite nicely. And this section here was really all about trusting the dog. And you see she used the left arm there just to pressure the line. Not so much to help the weave entry, but just to show the dog the line and trusted the dog on the weave entry. So she chooses to go the long way, handled it really, really nicely here. Really good control into and out of that section. She drives the arm up, and we've got the first clean run of the team. So she's running 2 dogs in this team, so she's running first and last. She sets a really, really good time here. Dominika is next. So what I've seen really, I mean, forgive me if I might have had this wrong, but we've always seen really strong team and combinations in the 3rd position. So that's probably, as we spoke about, and my feeling yesterday was that running first and or 3rd is the hardest situation, you know, in most situations. But as can all, and I mean, there's no happy, comfortable situation to run in, but Dominique has done this really, really nicely. Again, no problem with that issue with the dogs refusing the spread. She handles this nicely. Just did turns the wrong way. I actually forgot that happened. She picks up the refusal, and then she picks up the third refusal here. So she handled that section nicely down to the wall, but then she decelerated and she didn't use the off arm. So naturally the dog is turning on the left lead leg towards her. So we've now got a clear to start with, and an elimination. So we know the outcome was 3 clears here. So we know what's coming next, and credit to Barbara for that, and to Olga, and we're excited to see Olga run this. So yeah, Olga, no stranger to these situations. She's multiple attendances at European and World Championships, and we're going to see why.
Yeah.
So she pushes. She's going to do that loose front cross. Not quite as efficient, not quite as far up, but she's got the stop. I didn't realise that. So the stop really helps that situation. Really, really helps that situation. And we can see the difficulty in this course, when, we know that running contacts isn't always going to be the most efficient way of the fastest times, but the performance we needed here was more about the cleans. She gets it for the little bit of the late front cross, but she too decides to go the long way round. And I mean, yeah, absolutely excellent performance here. Really, really fast. Piri Sheps these, and she gets the team's second clean run. She gives a fist pump to the air, and she's super, super happy. So they're on 2 cleans, elimination. Barbara's going one more time. She comes straight up to the line, and yeah, I mean, reflecting on this, it just shows what a performance the Polish had here.
Absolutely.
They had nothing to lose, as I said, and they really, really put on a strong performance here and deserve that gold medal for the round to win the agility round. So one more time, no doubt Barbara's going to do the same. She's really, really strong, sends the dog. Again, not an issue there, but just really, really well-trained backsides there. Really, really strong commitment to the wing. And again here, I expect we're going to see this left arm here. She's probably a bit more tired, but she just drives in really, really good. I mean, it's hard enough to consistently run one dog and give the right signals, but she does it twice. And really good here to see that for these bigger dogs, they think the faster line is to send the dog wide. Maybe they feel a little bit safer for the dogs as well. And 3 clear runs, and I mean, everybody goes crazy, and the dog goes the wrong way. I remember seeing that actually, and then joins Latvia on the start line, I think. So yeah, I mean, what a performance. Yeah, I think not much else to say there. I think Eric does though.
Of course, because you have to wait for Great Britain. No, what I want to say is these sentences, what if, imagine if Poland had some more luck in the other round. Imagine this potential for Poland. What if, crystal ball, but the potential of all the teams, of all the countries are getting closer and closer and closer. And I think we're going to see much more teams in the next years with a little bit less of time gaps, and a lot of other teams going to win, maybe beside the Germans or maybe beside the GB. And now I'm finished. Shall we, Charlene, watch the Team GB?
I have something to say about Team Poland.
Of course you do.
Yes, you saw that Team Poland run with no Shelties, no other dogs, 3 Pyrenean Shepherds and 1 duck-tolling Retriever. I think it's amazing. Yeah, perhaps we see in the future more than other breeds than border collies and Shelties, maybe. Okay.
Give a statistic about the breeds.
Neil, I would make you happy. I want to make you happy.
I didn't make you guys wait this long. You've had many opportunities.
Now, come on.
Okay, come on. Let's take a look to the British team.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk. No, I won't. We all need to go to bed. But yeah, you know what? This team, apart from one person who's come in for this year at the World Championships, it's 3 of the 4 members of the team have been together for the last couple of years, and their team bonding and their relationship has shown why they've been able to perform so well. You know, a silver medal last year at the European Championships, a bronze medal this year at the European Championships. They won gold in the round in the agility round last year at the World Championships, and now they've got the what they deserve, which is an overall gold. And yeah, I'm really proud of these guys. You know, it's just amazing to get to see these guys week in, week out, and know how hard they work. And
Going
let's
to
get straight into it. I mean,
GB.
I've got something. I've got some words for James Adams, but we'll wait to get to that. Stephen here runs first, so someone who will always give you that clean run you need. He decides to go that side. The stop contact obviously helps in there. Nearly knocks into the spread, but does all right there. Loses not so good with his balance. No, he does pretty well. Yeah, we saw really. I think Stephen picks up 0.5 or something time faults here. So I mean, but we've seen that time faults are better than 5 faults. So even if because of how the scoring system is done, a few time faults is really nothing, and it's really good. He puts in 2 clean runs for the team, and yeah, fabulous from Stephen. Sets the time, 0.58 time faults, and he is the first to go. So Lily Dakin, a stalwart of this team. She's been there for all the medals. She's super consistent, and she's shown why she deserves her place. Really fast little Sheltie. She controls this really nicely. You can see there she really drives the arm, and she pushes off. She knows she's got to go. She gets there for a really cool blind. That was really well handled. Make sure of the seesaw. She delays the blind a little bit, just so she makes sure the dog flicks onto the backside, and yeah, she's into the weaves nicely. Again, she's going to control here. I think all the Team GB guys decide to go this way. So she pushes there. She does it very nicely. She comes through the gap here, and we're on 2 clean runs. Really nicely done there from Lily. So Stephanie, her first appearance of the World Championships, first with this dog and for her. So to come into a team like this and have an impact is really quite special. So I believe she picks up 5 faults. I can't quite remember where, but yeah, she has to drive. The dog turns the wrong way a little bit, but then she trusts what she knows what she's got to do, and she really moves here. She gets on the new arm there. Super fast little Sheltie. This, she flicks away. She does it nicely. She's into the weaves. And yeah, I mean, absolutely fantastic performance here. So I think, she has that bite. It goes down quite late, so I think it's probably a back leg, but it's okay. 2 clears and a 5, and we know they're still in a strong position here. We know that 5 faults is still enough to do well, but they run a little bit. They're earlier, they're running a little bit early. So they're on 5 point something faults, and Mr. James Adams. So this guy's pretty stubborn. He likes to run a lot. And he really is adamant in some ways in which he's really good. He knows what this dog needs, Willow, to get the best out of this dog, and he gives that dog everything it needs. But maybe a little bit. I mean, just look at the ground speed; it's unbelievable. Yeah, but maybe so we're going to see where it doesn't go quite right for him. Probably a little bit step too far here. Yeah. You can just see he doesn't rotate quick enough, and then he was determined to do the front cross in between. They're the only person out of over 100 medium dogs to do a front cross before the wall. But at the end it didn't matter, and James contributes enough to this team, and as he did in the first round. So he really pushed the time down for the first round. So kudos to him. Massively good job. It didn't matter in the big scheme of things. And yeah, in case we need to double check, I think medium the Great Britain are medium world champions. I think that's right, isn't it?
Maybe.
I think I've heard that a few times this evening, actually.
There was something around this day.
Yeah, I think something happened. I think mediums are the world champions in Great Britain.
Yeah, they are. Well deserved.
I'm sorry, viewers. Obviously, we're a little bit biased. The Germans and now the Great Britain have had a fantastic weekend, but we need to look at. We've spoken this weekend about the other countries we felt have really put in good performances, and we note the Scandinavians had a really good job in the medium section. They won one of the rounds, or at least on the medals. The Scandinavian countries, as well as Estonia and Latvia, they've really shown that they've got strength in depth. And I think think that's what's really great is that there's no real divide. I think every country has stepped up, and it just makes for exciting 2 more days. But for year on year, we're going to see some really exciting agility here at the World Championships.
Yeah, but we have to look at once more run again, and it was the fastest run of today with an outstanding time, 33. It was really the stadium was on fire. It was a run of Maria Sori from Finland, and yeah, let's have a look to this run.
Yeah, please. The next round.
Okay, guys, you don't have to listen to me for much longer. But let's look at Maria Sori's run from Finland. Yeah, so we've seen some really good individual performances from the Finnish team, from the Norwegian team. Yeah, it's really, really exciting, but we're going to see the fastest individual time here.
Of Finland,
so she
Maria
flicks, and you can see just the trust there is unbelievable. Doesn't even doubt this for a second. The dog's going to do that, and that's what this is the key section
really
here.
Good
she drives up with that arm. The dog can
good
see the
seesaw.
line. Really quick off. She gets there nicely, and I mean, it just look at how far up she is. I don't think I've seen anybody else that far up to control the weave
and they're running. This looking really good
as well to control this. Even here, so much control through that section, and I think
that could be a really good one. There could be a really good one in a super fast one, maybe the fastest time of this round.
And as Alex said,
wonderful, wonderful.
Pre-run chat we had with him, you've got to have the connection between the dog and handler. And okay, we know that's easier said than done, and we know that's agility for you, is having that connection, but it's having the connection in the key moments. And we saw from her there just how good she was in those specific moments, and particularly that threader wrap after the dog walk was really, really key to that winning run.
Yeah. And what I was admiring at most for her was this self-confidence. In this section of the course, after this blue tunnel wall into the weaves, you already said it, and she said, come on, go over this wall and into the weaves, do it. Yes, we're doing it. That was absolutely brilliant run from Maria Sori. So a huge congrats to this Finnish team. Brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. Congrats from me too. Now that was day number 3. Just 2 days left. I think you all have square eyes, maybe, from watching the live stream the whole day. But we hope that you like what we do. We give you a much program, and yes, we hope you like what we do. Tomorrow morning it starts at 7 in the morning with the course walking large individual jumping from Petra Vipilova, followed up from the
Alex.
What?
Alex.
What's about
Alex says large individual jumping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too much courses, too much judges.
too many courses.
I apologize for that. Okay.
Give you your nightcap and you can go to school. Carry you home.
Followed up from the individual medium and the agility team intermediate and agility small individual. As I have it. Again, 2 new world champions tomorrow. Can Germany catch the next title? Maybe, we don't know, but they're in definitely a good position in intermediate, and but they have very, very good teams breathing down there in the next. It will be amazing, definitely, and we are looking forward to that. So now we wish you a nice evening. Tomorrow morning we are back again on the live stream presented by Working Dog. We say good night and until tomorrow.